Let me show you a piece that I did in 1998 called Enigma N. To get to it, you go to my homepage, which is vispo.com, vispo.com, and you click this icon. That takes you to the Enigma N homepage, where you can either go to the English version or the Chinese version or the Finnish or Spanish or French versions. So let's choose the English version. The world is round, it moves in circles. The epigraph is from Phyllis Webb, who's a really interesting Canadian poet. Actually, I took a creative writing course from her in the about 1978 or something, 79. Anyway, here we are in the interface of Enigma N. Enigma N is an anagram of meaning. So this is a piece about the enigma of meaning. What is the enigma of meaning? Well, in the definition of words, we're either going to have circularity or we have to leave some words undefined. That's not how we do it, of course. That's how it's done in mathematics to avoid circularity. Some terms are simply left undefined. But in natural language, every word is defined in terms of other words. So we get this really interesting circularity in language, that it isn't kind of simple circularity. It's quite complex and deep and confusing and enigmatic. So that's a bit of the enigma of meaning. Anyway, you can either choose to prod meaning or stir meaning or tame meaning. So if I click prod, then these letters begin to move in circles, and they're independent of one another. The radii and the centers are independent of one another. And if I click to stir meaning, then all of the circles share a common center point. If I click tame, then the circles share a common point of intersection. And if I click tame again, if I keep on clicking tame, then because the circles share a point of intersection, you eventually tame it into a very small, hardly moving circle. If I click prod again, then once again the circles are independent of one another. Now we've got a new thing that's come up, spell. So if I click spell, then it spells it out. So we click prod again, and now we have a new one over here. 0, 1, start, stop. So if I click this, it stops, and if I click it again, it starts again. Now we have a new one, color. So if I color meaning, then sure enough, the letters are colored. If I click it again, they have different colors. Now we have a new one, discombobulate. If I click discombobulate, then the letters begin to grow in size, and they'll get up to a maximum, and then they'll begin to shrink, and they'll get to a minimum, and then they'll begin to grow again. And if I click discombobulate again, then some are growing and some are shrinking. And if I click discombobulate again, then we're back to the original. And we have a new menu item here, speed. Click the speed of meaning, and we get a little menu of things, of speeds that we can choose from. So if I choose the highest speed, then it's very fast. The speed of meaning is very fast. And if I click the lowest thing, then the speed of meaning is very slow. So you can, change it between different speeds. Let's see what it looks like at different speeds. And I click Zot to close it, and I have the last two menu items. See, we get to this period here, which indicates that we're at the end of it. And if I click About, we get to this page that says Enigma N is a philosophical poetry toy for poets and philosophers from the age of 4 up. And if I click that, then we go to this essay that I wrote in 1998, so it's pretty old. I don't know how interesting it is anymore, but anyway, that's Enigma N.